평일이다 보니까 제가 중간에 잠깐 택배 오거나 잠깐 자리를 비워야 될 수 있긴 한데 오늘 두 타임이니까 진행을 좀 해야 될 것 같다. 좀 살려고 지금 예정인 게임들은 많은데 진도는 못 나가서 사놓고 못한 것도 있고 게임 얼른 밀어야 될 것 같아요. 이것도 좀 탐색해야 되는데 우리 집 고양이 문 열어달라고 한다. 잠깐만요. 고양이가 뭐가 마음에 안 들어갖고 계속 요구를 하고 있었어. 아, 안녕하세요. 평일에 계시네.
Hello, Serena. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgok?
I did, thank you. We had a good conversation. He sends you his best.
Glad to hear it. I shan't ask for details of your little chat, and I'll refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be, whatever your plans.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you were needing
전 평소에 평일에 일하고 주말에 쉬는
You
일인데
might be just the person to do a favor for my friend Dorothy
오늘 안
Sprottle in
찾아보니.
Upper Hogsfield.
I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stay with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked.
아, 안녕하세요. 왜 월요일에 계신 분들이 많지 생각보다.
She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying travelling vendors with Wiggenweld potion. An ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet. Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. The ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends. You're welcome to take a peek inside if you do find it. To be honest,
보통 저런 부탁할 때는 편지 읽어보지 말라고 하지 않나?
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
it would mean the world to me and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it. You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please do give Dot my love.
호그와트에 가서 저기 제가 심어놨는 것도 한번 채집을 해야 될 것 같은데. 인벤토리가 너무 좁은지라 멀린 자체를 안 할 수가 없어. 퀘스트가. 여기 지금 내가 왜 안 찍어놨나? 호스미드에서 그냥 나가서 찍는 게 낫겠네.
How nice to see you, my young friend. Arrest the woman.
Hogsmeade, here I come.
책 조가리가 보인다. 어떤 데는 빗자루를 타고 어떤 데는 못 타고 이러니까 여긴 탈 수 있네.
Abandoned long ago, no doubt. Ah, Upper Hogsfield. Now, where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
Welcome to Upper Hogsfield.
Bardo Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aidan used to collect Horklumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some Horklumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Believe it or not, I have some with me.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The traveling vendors will be thrilled.
여기저기 돌아다니면서 채집한 보람이 있었네.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aidan died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aidan took ill when he was collecting Horklumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather Horklumps and collect the box of letters there.
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed. And yet, remain the same.
Thank you, Mrs. Spruttle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those hawk lumps. I and the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it.
시청자들이 내가 게임을 뭐 살지를 잘 알고 있네.
Ranrock's loyalists are a menace.
I couldn't help it over here. Did you mention Ranrock's loyalists?
I did. Never imagined they'd act this deadly. I'm Claire Beaumont, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Ranrock and his followers have set up camp here. No regard for our beloved hamlet or our livelihoods. Ruthless. My brother Bardolph dared to stand up to them and ended up in St. Mungo's. Simply at my wit's end.
How did your brother Bardolph end up in St. Mungo's?
Bardolph had spent the entire day hand-picking herbs and roots for us. When a group of Ranrock's lot appeared and demanded the harvest for themselves, Bardolph refused. In their anger, they hurled him against a rock and robbed him. The moment he left St. Mungo's, he vowed revenge. I worry he may be dabbling in magic that he will one day regret.
You said Ranrock's loyalists have set up camp here. Where precisely?
To the south, across the river. Last I heard, there were several loyalists in each camp. I won't go near them.
Why don't you simply leave the area for now?
Upper Hogsfield is my home. Baldolph and I grew up here. No, we are standing firm. Once my brother returns, then we shall decide what to do next. He's gone to seek Victor Rookwood's advice. I didn't approve of that idea, but perhaps in the end it will help.
I am unfortunately quite familiar with Ranrock's loyalists. Perhaps I can do something.
Much as I would love to be rid of them, I wouldn't want you to risk injury, or worse. Please be cautious. We should not have to live in fear. This is our home.
It seems as though things are getting worse. Best be on my guard. Revelio.
위인가?
Revelio.
저게 원래 지도 페이지 주는 아이콘일 텐데
Revelio.
내 눈엔 저게 안 보이네.
It's like a place right out of a storybook.
지붕 위 아니요?
I should investigate.
어허이.
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
Excuse me, did you say something about a Bardolph Beaumont?
Oh, hello again. How nice to see you. And yes, I did. I was just worrying about Claire Beaumont's brother Bardolph. Only he's gone missing. Rumour is he was seen in the forest practicing dark magic. Saw him myself near some ruins with Rookwood's lot, I did. I fear he got himself into trouble with the Ashwinders, especially if he made them a promise he couldn't keep. I'd help search for him myself, but no one will risk encountering Ranrock's loyalists. They seem to be everywhere.
Why would Bardolph want to get involved with the Ashwinders?
Oh, he had a terrible run-in with Ranrock's loyalists. Changed him. He vowed never to feel powerless again. I think he sought the Ashwinders out to learn their secrets. Victor Rookwood, at least, seems somehow immune to Ranrock's loyalists.
Do you think Bardolph may have simply run off?
No. Bardolph's run that shop with Claire his entire life. He'd not give it up for anything. He swore he'd be back in a fortnight. My instincts are that he's been held captive, or worse.
I can certainly look out for him.
Any help would be appreciated. You might speak to Claire first. Perhaps she has some insights that I don't.
이 퀘스트랑 이 퀘스트랑
I
이어지는
can
건가?
tell you that Bardolph was last seen in the forest wearing a particular woolen jumper, one that Claire knitted herself. Claire will be at her shop if you'd like to speak with her.
Alohomora. What do we have here? A demiguise.
이건 밤 되어 해소할 수 있는데 시간 바꿔야겠구나.
Mine now, demiguise. Revelio.
아, 왜 저 상자는 안 보이냐?
Alohomora. Revelio.
저 아니네.
Revelio.
Ranrock's loyalists are not to be underestimated.
퀘스트 중에서 뭔가 아이템 써서 싸우는 퀘스트 같은 게 이거 써야 되겠구나.
Assignment's all finished. Is that influenced by a woolly jump? That must be why.
아이고야, 싸대기 맞네. 안 맞냐?
Bardolph's woolen jump. I'm not sure Madame Beaumont would want to know what really happened to him.
뭐 한 마리 남았는데. 저 맵에 계신 분.
Revelio. This mentions Inferi, and something about it being Bardolph's turn next. Everything's all right now. Revelio.
그거 왜 안 먹어지냐? 내가 이렇게 멀리 온 게 아닐 텐데 왜 이렇게 지도에서 안 나오지?
rally behind strength and you can't.
This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned. Gave the Horcrux to Mrs. Sprottle, but I still need to visit the cave to find Serona.
히포그리프는 언제 열리는구나. 약 만들 때 기본 개수가 좀 적게 든다니 그런 게 없네.
Perhaps I'll find more. Better have a look around, see if I can find that box of letters. Ah, that's all the Horcrux for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased.
이건 밀어내는 뭔가 있어야 될 것 같은데. 저기서 디폴소를 쓰면 나가는 길인 것 같고 여기는 평일에 이렇게 뭐가 많이 올 일이 없는데 왜 이렇게 뭐가 많이 오냐?
Revelio.
아유, 길이 어디로 가냐 여기를? 빗자루는 못하는데. 아카. 그냥 뛰어내리면 망하는구만. 미끄럼틀 같이 생긴 거 거길로 가는 건가? 여긴 또 길이 생소한데 뭐냐?
Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether.
싸우지 뭐. 뭐 싸우길 건 없냐? 뭐 있냐? 어이구야. 왁. 아, 교통사고.
Should think they felt that in London. That's all the hall clumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased.
Revelio.
This must be Serona's box of letters. I should take this box of letters to Serona. She'll be glad to have it back. I think that's everything. Serona...
Let's play.
다 던져.
You dare!
No one takes one of my own and lives to tell of it.
You'll have to fight eventually. Oh, too hard. Can't figure out why there's such a fuss over poaching. There's enough dumb beasts for everyone.
굳이 다 싸울 이유는 없으니까.
Could it be a Merlin trial?
뭐 하는 정도지 이건.
Reparo. Confringo. Merlin himself.
아, 부수기만 하면 되는구나.
Come on inside. Oh, watch yourself, though.
Revelio.
If you're alive. Good for you. Getting all those foul goblins a hiding. You're a force to be reckoned with, aren't you? Scaring all the goblins away.
뒤에 상처 훔쳐가지고 아무렇지도 않아 하시네 이분.
Lumos. Hello.
Oh, hello. Whew. Sorry I'm in a bit of a tizzy. I was just scolding some of the plants for spitting and nipping. I suppose it's my own fault for putting more than 4 to a tray. By the way, Beatrice Green is the name, but you may address me as Madam Green. Welcome to Dogweed and
아 여기가 도기도와 데스캡이야.
Mind you don't knock the mandrakes. Oh, if there wasn't the constant demand for
호그 스미드엔 매직 리프가 있는 거고.
stock so many of the little dears. Except, of course, for curses. And, well, if you've been petrified, then obviously you've come to the right place. Mind you don't knock the mandrakes. Oh, if there's an uprooting, you'll be the next one to drop dead, and I'm in no mood for a clear-up.
밖이 덥긴 더운가 보다. 에어컨 25도로 했는데 덥네.
Someone died here.
Aye. Fortunate, really, that it was just the one. Now then, how may I help you today?
I think I'll just have a look around for now.
Very well. Let me know if you see anything you like.
What do you have for sale?
Well, what say we show you some of what's available? Good for you, getting all those foul goblins a-hiding. Your things will be safe with me, till they're sold. Then you'll have to make do with money.
이거 근데 화분 놓는 곳이 한 개밖에 없어가지고 화분 놓는 거를 여러 개를 놔야 이것저것 다 키워보겠는데.
Oh, I'm always thrilled when a young one makes a wise purchase. I can tell you'll go far. Doors always open. You be sure to stop by soon.
I told you not to go down that path.
Miss Peck from Brood and Peck said a customer lost a deericle around here. I know we're not supposed
Hello.
to go down there. I just
Don't
thought...
turn quick. If you're stuck with a Duracle feather, it doesn't half hurt.
Only she said
Revelio.
Instead, I just wasted our time. There you are. Finally. I'll have enough for that weasel.
Hello.
Welcome to Brood and Peck. I'm Ellie Peck. And before you ask, I'm out of a Braxton hair. The lot of it was bought up by a trader in Ottery St. Catchpole. Made me take it in person, they did. No care that I had to shut the shop. Apparently had a bad experience with someone shipping them hair for my Wampus cat. Must have been someone from America, no doubt, because we don't even have them here. Anyway, what are you here for? Mooncalf fur? Duracle feathers? Always have trouble collecting them myself as the bird keeps disappearing. Cheeky thing. Used to carry them in the shop, Duracles. But people kept asking for their money back when they'd get home and the blasted things would be nowhere in sight.
I can imagine that would be rather frustrating.
There's worse. Trust me. Most of the suppliers of whooper feathers may as well be living in St. Mungo's. Not surprising, I suppose, the cry on those things. Oh, but such marvellous feathers. Almost worth going mad for.
Sounds like stocking your shelves comes with some hazards.
Truer words never spoken. Used to carry beasts themselves. Good business it was, but add it up to here with parents grumbling. Not my fault if the little ones caught a flea of an easel. Ooh, you should have heard them. No, best with byproducts. And I do like to make sure the beasts are safe and well cared for. Couldn't guarantee that with some of these prospective owners. Now, why don't you have a good look around? Stocks change all the time, and not just because they disappear. Always best to pop in whenever you can to get things before they run out. Which they used to literally do.
장사꾼 말빨이 좀 되시네. 왜 코목방을
I
하시지?
will. Take all the time you need. And thank you for stopping by. A treat to have you here.
What do you have for sale?
Now, what sorts of beast byproducts might you be looking to acquire?
동물들이 떨어뜨리는 재료 파는 거구나.
I'll not mind seeing you here again. Consider yourself welcome.
Come in, look around, and if you've been eating chocolate frogs, please refrain.
Revelio. What do we have here? A demiguise. Mine now, demiguise.
I've heard that our dear Clem... Hello there! Please, come in. Let me know if you need help finding anything. I'd say that looks as if it was made for you.
색깔만 바뀐 녹색이네.
I suspect you have a sharp eye for fashion. Be sure to stop by whenever you're about.
I'll fix him. That charm grinder.
Sir, is everything all right?
How kind of you to ask. The name's Ackley Barnes. And no, it is not. I'm plotting a sort of revenge against my ex-business partner, a conniving fiend by the name of Alfred Lawley. He cut me out of our herbology supply business, just as we were getting started. Said I was too volatile to work with. I'll show him volatile.
That must have been frustrating for you.
Yes, it was. Terribly. I'm simply passionate about my work. Supercilious fool. He's passionate about things too, as I intend to remind him by relieving him of his prized possession. A venomous tentacula he's grown from a seedling that was to be the keystone of our business venture. I can't get anywhere near it with Ruth Singer watching me like an augury.
내가 텐타큘러를 하나 갖고 있을 텐데 아마.
But no one would suspect a student. How would you feel about committing some grand plant larceny?
놓고 남의 걸 절도를 하라 그러네.
You said Mr. Lawley was your ex-business partner. What were you working on?
I had an idea to train venomous tentacula, create guard plants, if you will, that attacked when ordered. We hit a snag when one ate Lawley's Kneasel. After that, he cut me out of the business, the short-sighted fiend.
You said
아이씨,
Mr.
잘못
Lawley was your
눌렀다.
ex-business partner.
바로 밑에 걸 눌러야 되는데 스킵도 안 되는데
I
이거.
had an idea to train venomous tentacula, create guard plants, if you will. We hit a snag when one ate Lawley's Kneasel. After that, he cut me out of the business, the short-sighted fiend.
Why do you need Mr. Lawley's venomous tentacula in particular?
Simple. If I have it, then Lawley doesn't. Ergo, I can launch my business, and he must start all over again. I'm killing 2 snidgets with 1 stone.
What else is in Mr. Lawley's cellar?
All of Lawley's herbology supplies. He has quite the collection. Fill your pockets while you're there. Or to slow him down for a bit. And I can get my business going minus any competition.
I'll get the venomous tentacula for you.
Marvelous. I know a fellow seeker of justice when I see one.
정의로운 도둑이 되는 거냐?
As many supplies as you like while you're in his cellar. All I ask is that you bring me the venomous tentacula. Remember, you just need that venomous tentacula.
Seems I need to find Mr. Lawley's cellar. Revelio. This must be it. Incendio!
퀘스트가 또 내용이 바뀐 것 같다. 중간에 퀘스트를 받아버리면 꼭 이렇던데.
Revelio.
Taking down that troll in the village circle. You certainly made an impression.
Hello, Serona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some horklumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
One of the letters mentioned Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years. Oh, Merlin's beard. I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw. We could have cheered them on together.
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlick?
It is. Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter. She and I are of a similar mind, especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aidan. I shall be the first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand. And not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprottles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through... well, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aidan. Thank you, again, for helping her, and for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.
Revelio. Seems a pleasant enough little place.
Oh, I do hope my brother is okay.
Madame Beaumont, I believe I have some news of your brother.
Badolf? What do you know of my brother?
I regret to say that Bardolph had been turned into an Inferius, and I had to kill him.
What? But how could you possibly think that an Inferius was my brother Badolf? That's absurd!
He was wearing a woolen jumper, hand-knitted.
No. No. This can't be. Oh.
I'm truly sorry. I wish it had been better.
차라리 난 거짓말 할 걸 그랬나?
I wish you well, Madame Beaumont.
What more could I have done? Oh, Badolf! Badolf, my dear, dear